1, 2, 1, 2. Ooh. A little bit loud. It's fine. Welcome, everyone. Come on in, sit down, find a spot. Give 1 minute. I think there's still a few people outside. Richard, sit down. Last one in. Okay, we are going to kick off. Welcome, everyone, to Cloud Native London. If this is your first time here, then welcome. We are a strong, open, diverse developer community based around the cloud native platform and technologies, although with a much broader scope nowadays. I am your host for the evening, Cheryl. I founded this meetup 8 years ago. I was just talking about it with someone today, so we've been going for a while. I'm Senior Director at Arm, previously Google and Apple and also CNCF. Tonight, we've got 2 talks for you. Our first one at 6:45 is From Legacy to Lakehouse, Redefining Data at Scale. And then at 7:15, we'll have How to Make Things Better, Practical Insights from DevOps to Director. Then 7:45, we will finish. We'll go downstairs. And if you'd like to keep chatting, we'll go to the Conductor Hub, which is just outside the door and on your left. You can just see it from the exit. And we can keep chatting for the rest of the evening. Our sponsors for tonight, I want to say a big thank you to them for supporting us and the community. So our first one is DoIT, and please come up and say a few words.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. My name is Chimbu. I'm part of the DoIT International team. So DoIT is a cloud native company. We work with a lot of small, big, and medium companies, helping with their cloud journey, optimizing their workload. We are working with more than 4,000 customers across the world. If you would like to know more about DoIT International, feel free to come to us, and we can explain what we are doing and how we can help with your cloud journey. Thank you.
And the car as well?
So we are also having a raffle. So if you want to win some Lego, feel free to scan the QR code and input your details, and Guru will do the raffle by the end of the event, and we'll see who wins it. McLaren one, if you're lucky. Cheers.
Everyone loves a Lego car. Okay, excellent. And thank you. Our second sponsor of the evening, HAProxy, can come and say a couple words.
Thank you. Hi, evening, everyone. Hi, my name's Ewan. I'm from HAProxy. You might have seen me here a few times before. We sponsored a couple of the sessions last year and still really happy to sponsor Cloud Native London in 2025. HAProxy is first and foremost an open source company, and it's very dear to our hearts. It's at the core of everything we do. We also have something on the table over there. If you want to grab a t-shirt or a sticker with the HAProxy name on it, or some of our fun mascot, Lodi the elephant, please do. We've got t-shirts in small, medium, large, and extra large. So hopefully for something for everyone. And, you know, for your best friends and family, grandmas in HAProxy t-shirts, nothing beats that. I do want to take this opportunity to say we do actually do so much more than open source load balancing. I'd like to tell you a little bit about something we call HAProxy One. This is our platform. It's a complete application delivery and security platform. Yes, it does cost money. I know that's not for everybody, but some people really do love it. And what this is it's a flexible data plane with HAProxy at the core. It's a scalable control plane, and it's a secure edge network. And what do people do with this? I just want to give a handful of some of the coolest user stories we've had in the last year. We've had people doing simplifying Kubernetes networking with direct-to-pod load balancing, service discovery, and dynamic config for tens of thousands of backends in seconds. We've had a lot of media organizations doing build your own edge solutions that replicate the CDN functionality of things like Cloudflare and Fastly, but on their own infrastructure. Businesses doing load balancing as a service, where you have an internal team providing self-service automation to all the other teams and departments. And something we call business mesh, which is a new solution we're seeing emerging for simplified enterprise networking between multiple business units. Some very cool stuff. And because it's built on HAProxy, it's all very fast. And why does that matter? Well, you do more with less, so you save money. And it allows us to do some really cool, sophisticated threat detection with zero latency locally in your network with no need for any external cloud or SaaS layer to do that. So that's it. We will be at KubeCon London in a couple of months, so hopefully we can see some of you there. We'll have an even bigger swag table. And if you're really keen, you can join us in San Francisco in the summer for HAProxy Conf.
I forgot about this. There is a slide.
Oh yeah, thank you for my slide. That's the platform diagram. Yeah. Do grab a t-shirt during the break or afterwards. Hope to see you later. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ewan. Thank you to both DoIT and HAProxy. Right. We are now going to do a bit of live polling, find out about you. So grab your phones. You don't need to download anything. Just scan the QR code and it will take you to this service called Poll Everywhere. So we're going to do 2 questions about you and then 2 questions about how you use cloud native / related technologies. First question. Is this your first time at Cloud Native London? Okay, excellent. You should see yes or no. People are already starting to vote. You can use that QR code on the top right if you missed it before. And looks like, ooh, neck and neck, 50-50. We are live streaming to YouTube and to Twitch as well. So there might be a few people at home who are also voting. Oh, first timers just edging it out, 60-40, amazing. Whether this is your first time or you've been here a million times before, it is amazing. Thank you so much for spending your evening with us. Go on. What is your job title? So pick whatever's closest to what you do. Architect, application developer, backend developer, engineering manager, DevOps / platform engineer, security engineer, or anything else. Lots of anything else, but I think DevOps and platform engineers seem to be the top tonight, with a handful of sprinkling of everything, a little one of everything tonight. Excellent. Okay, I think people figured it out now. Right, what is the biggest data challenge your organization faces today? So options are data silos make it hard to get a complete view, managing the growing volume and complexity of data, lack of AI-ready and real-time data processing capabilities, balancing security, governance, and accessibility, legacy systems slowing down innovation, or we have no problems. Woohoo! We solved everything. We have everything under control. All right, let's see what the answers are coming in. I'm going to give people a minute to think about this because could be a lot of answers here. This question comes from our first speaker, Metin. So, Metin, what do you think of these results?
Yeah, it's not surprise. I just surprised for choosing we have everything under control. If it's right, that's very good for them. And today's all organizations is struggling with all of these issues. And there is not just one solution for this, but some of them are very big problems for us too. And today's presentation, I will give some information about how we try to manage this problem.
All right, thank you so much, Metin. We're going to go to our second question from our speaker. Do you feel empowered to enact change within your organization? Yes or no? Okay, yeses are sort of 66-33 maybe. This question comes from David. Is this what you expected from this question?
Yeah, I was expecting a sort of 50-50 split, but it's good to see that the yes is in front. It helps for a talk where I'm talking about enacting change that people feel they can. Yeah.
Suppose this could be, depends very much on, what size of change and how big your organization is and everything else. All right, thank you. Keep this open on your phones because we'll do Q&A through this later on as well. Okay, I need a selfie for social media. So everyone stay put. I need you to all smile and wave. Social media, come on. Okay, wave like this again. One more time, big wave. Okay, thank you. And if you want to come up on the stage and speak or sponsor, our next speaking slots are in September. So just plan ahead a little bit. You don't have to submit your talk until about 1 month beforehand. So if you're thinking about it, get a slot first and then you can decide what to talk about later. You can also sponsor us, help us out with running the costs of such a meetup, or promote your own events. And that is it from me. So I'm going to now hand over to Metin to share your screen. And it's all over to you. So round of applause, please.
Can you see now? Hello, everyone. I think my slide is open, as I can see. Thank you all for joining me today. The topic of today's presentation is From Legacy to Lakehouse, Redefining Data at Scale. But before beginning my presentation, I would like to share a brief introduction about myself and my company Akbank as well. My name is Metin Sarıkaya, and I currently lead the Data Warehouse, Business Intelligence, and Big Data Technologies at Akbank. I'm working in and also living in Turkey. With 15 years of experience in the evolving world of data and analytics, I've been fortunate to work in the finance and telco sectors. And I can say that they are both incredibly dynamic and deeply data-driven sectors. My passion lies in fostering a culture where data is not just a byproduct, but a strategic asset that drives innovation and growth. I'm saying this because without data, you are essentially blind, unable to see the right path and unable to make the right decisions. After sharing a bit about myself, let's share today's agenda. First, I will give you a quick introduction about Akbank, where I work there. Then I will talk about the main challenges in data for especially large organizations like us. And then I want to introduce you our current data warehouse architecture and 4 important issues that we struggle to solve. After that, I will explain as detailed as I can why we choose the data lakehouse concept. And finally, I will show you our planned data lakehouse architecture that we aim to implement. Let's start with Akbank. Akbank is one of the top 3 banks in Turkey. It was founded in Adana 1948 as a private capital bank and has grown significantly over the years. Today, we have 13 million active customers and 12 million of them also active digital customers. Our network serves more than 700 branches and almost 6,000 ATMs and nearly 800,000 POS terminals. With over 12,000 employees, Akbank remains dedicated to driving innovation and delivering exceptional service to customers. At Akbank Technology, I'm working there, also a branch of Akbank. We are driving the future of banking through new technologies with our more than 2,000 employees and 200 teams. We foster a culture of diversity and equality. Our average employee age of 37, and we are operating 100% remote work. So our teams have the flexibility to work from anywhere. Our investment budget more than $200 million, and we are committed to driving technological advancement across all areas. Each year, we manage more than 500 projects and handle 10,000 changes per month. So it's a very big environment in Akbank Technology. And we ensuring we stay ahead in the fast-paced digital landscape. After a brief introduction to Akbank, let's now return to today's agenda and today's topic and start with talking about the main challenges in data. We all know that AI is promising to transform businesses, drive innovation, and solve complex problems. But as we dive deeper into AI, we quickly realize that the path to successful implementation is filled with challenges. And in this slide, I will share some crucial insights from Gartner's 223 survey, and which involves almost 700 CIOs and their thinking of the importance of the data. According to the survey, when these CIOs were asked about the top challenges they face in implementing AI, the answers were revealed. And the most significant challenge selected by the majority, the biggest obstacle is data, specifically accessing the right data, because it's a strong reminder that no matter how advanced our AI algorithms are, they are only as good as the data we feed them. So data is very, very important. And also accessing the data is the #1 priority. But that's not the only data-related challenge. The second most common challenge is about data again. And it's about its data's volume and complexity of data. So we are not just dealing with large data sets. We are dealing with data that comes in all shapes and forms, structured and unstructured, from various sources and also in real time. So processing this data effectively is a very challenging task. So we are struggling to overcome. Another important barrier is in this survey, I think, is about skill set of personnel. As technology becomes more complex and diverse, it is increasingly difficult to find people with the right skill set. And the last barrier that I would like to mention is the lack of technology knowledge. Because as new technologies emerge, using and integrating them becomes more challenging. And the speed of creating new technologies is very high. And so we try to keep up with that. And this is very challenging for organizations like us. And it's clear that we are in the middle of a significant transformation. We are witnessing a significant shift in how data is generated, processed, and utilized. Let's dive into this transformative journey from terabytes to exabytes and explore its implication for the future of business and technology. Let's start with volume. We moved from a time when data was manageable and stored in terabytes to an era where we are dealing with exabytes or zettabytes of data. The scale is almost unimaginable, but the real challenge is not just the vast volume. It is what we do with this data itself. And in the past, businesses focused mainly on structured data, but today it's different. The explosion of unstructured data from social media posts to sensor reading is forcing us to rethink our entire approach to data management. And we are very struggling with this issue in Akbank. The revolution is also redefining how we report and interpret data. We are moving away from static monthly-based reporting to intraday, near real-time data. So this shift from fixed frequency data inputs to continuous streaming data means that businesses can no longer afford to wait. They want speed and they want their necessities to happen quick. So, but it's not just about speed. The quality and relevance of data are very important too. We must distinguish between what is interpretable and what is not, between what is relevant and what is irrelevant. The information we derive from data must be accurate, actionable, and timely to derive meaningful insights and decisions. So, in short, the data revolution is not just about managing larger data sets. It's about transforming how we think about, use data, and turning information into insights that drive innovation. But as we adapt this revolution and opportunities it brings, we must also confront the significant challenges that stand in our way. And let's talk about these challenges. As for me, there are three main challenges for large organizations. And these are business challenges, technology challenges, and organizational challenges. In business challenges, we are struggling with governance and also comprehensive data dictionary issues. Without a clear and consistent understanding of what data means across the organization, miscommunications and inefficiencies become inevitable. Furthermore, the absence of a single point of contact for data needs creates silos and wasted resources. This is very important. And without robust governance, data management becomes disorganized and increasing the risk of errors and making it difficult to ensure data quality. And that's why we established the Enterprise Data Office 7 years ago. And by overcoming these challenges over the time, we established our mature state. So we are in a good state for business challenges in Akbank. The other issues are about technology. One of the most significant issues here is the need for a well-structured data architecture. Without a solid foundation, data systems are also fragmented and siloed. This makes it difficult to gain a holistic view of the organization's data. This fragmentation also leads to repetitive data in different data marts, and this causes inefficiencies and increases the inconsistencies. So, and then there is a persistent problem of data quality. Poor data quality can undermine even the best analytics efforts. For overcoming these problems, we introduced common data layer structure in our company and support this layer with governance activities. However, still we have two separate platforms for structured data and unstructured data. And nowadays we are working for solving this difficulty. For further slides, I specifically delve into these separate platforms and how we want to change the situation. And the third challenge is about organization. A major barrier is the lack of key roles, such as chief data officers or chief analytic officers. These roles are essential for driving data strategy in the company. Without them, data initiatives often lack direction and leadership. And also, there is usually a need for more roles specifically focused on data and reporting. In our company, over the past 2 years, we have been working really hard on defining roles, especially data roles, and the responsibilities of these roles. And working with our academy, we are creating tailored learning journeys for the roles. So each role have specific learning experience and learning journeys. And in this way, we promote data-driven roles within the organization. So organizational challenge is not 100% solved in our company, but especially the roles and the learning paths are done for us. So let's see our high-level architecture. I picture it as simple as I can. This is our high-level architecture, and on the left side, you can see the internal and external source systems. In the middle, we have two separate environments. One of them is data warehouse. The other one is data lake or big data platform. In data warehouse, we have 3 layers. First part is the core layer. In this layer, we consolidate data from these source systems and apply data quality rules to that data and generate new keys where necessary. Our core layer is in the third normal form. The second part is common data layer, as I mentioned earlier. In this layer, we create domain-based, high-quality, well-defined, and ownership data. And the third part is the end-user data mart layer. In this layer, we have organization-based or project-based data marts. For example, when analytics department wants to run a churn model, they need a specific input data set for running that model. In this case, we built an input data mart for this purpose and serve them. The other part of our corporate data warehouse is data lake, our big data platform. Our data lake has mainly log-based data. We are working especially JSON and XML type of data sets in this platform. And the data in this platform is both valuable and very large, very huge. Thus, we process these semi-structured and unstructured data to extract the meaningful insights and then feed them to our data warehouse, the other part of corporate data warehouse. And on the right side, you can see our reporting and analytical applications. We have a tailor-made MS platform. We have written this platform by ourselves. Also, we have self-service reporting and operational reporting platforms. For example, Click and Bio. And also, we are using for analytical purpose, we are using Dataiku and SAP. And last but not least, we have a sandbox, and we provide our users this sandbox, which they can easily make their iterative analysis both SQL, SQL, and Python. So this is our current platform, and this is a quick introduction of our platform. And let's talk about our problems with this architecture. Due to our data warehouse and big data environments being separated, we have some problems, and I categorized them into 4. First of all, because of these platforms are separated, we struggle to use structured and unstructured data together. It's very hard for us. Second, when we need to use these types of data, we have to move data from one to another. This slows down the agility and also software development lifecycle, and takes time to bring the data together. And also, we need to write some Spark scripts to move the data to data warehouse environment. The third one is users cannot easily analyze the data in the data lake because they need to write specific scripts to analyze data. we don't have a easy to write SQL engine for reaching that data in the data lake. And the last one, the fourth one, in order to use this platform together, we tried some data virtualization solutions, but the outcomes were not good at all. Especially, we saw performance issues while joining big tables. So after trying data virtualization solutions, we understand that we cannot live with two separate platforms for structured and unstructured data. So all of this problem pushed us to look for a new solution, and that's when we are introduced to Data Lakehouse concept. Let's dive into this concept. When we examine the evolution of data technologies from emergence of data warehouse concept in 1980s to present day, we see that three key concepts have emerged through the time. We started with data warehouse concept. It is primarily designed for analytics purpose. But at that time, we have low data variety and low disk storages. On the other hand, data quality is very high. These platforms are not scalable, and so it is difficult to manage. And in the following 2 decades, when the data diversity reached higher and also data volume and variety increased, existing architecture could no longer meet the demand. This leads to born data lake concept. After having data lake, we started performing analysis on massive and diverse data sets. Also, ML activities significantly increased with this platform. On the other hand, in this concept, data quality was not a primary concern, so it is not a high. And the variety of data and the complexity of the architecture made it difficult to use and maintain it. So nowadays, a lot of companies want to decom their data lake platform and try to go new solutions like Data Lakehouse. And after a decade later, we see a new thing. It's Data Lakehouse concept. And this concept made it easy, both analytical, machine learning, and AI activities. And it supports both structured and unstructured data types. The Kubernetes architecture provides to manage the disk and CPU separately. This brings a highly scalable platform. Also, it is better than the data lake in terms of managing and governing the platform. With this concept, today we can bring together two separate platforms into one. And we are mainly focused on Data Lakehouse concept in Akbank in the last 1 year. And with Data Lakehouse, we can have AI-ready data platform, and also we can manage our workflows flexible because, and thanks to Kubernetes, we will good at source management. When we need storage or we need CPU, we can just add some of it, nothing else. We can use open source projects for our data lakehouses, and this makes us very, very excited because we want to experience the open source project. Now at our current environment, we cannot use them, but we are very excited to try them. And also we can manage our governance and security needs by our company with this concept. Last but not least, low total cost of ownership provides companies to have cost-effective options. And the cost is very important for us too, because we are paying a lot of money for our data lake platform, and we don't want to pay another high money for other platform. We just want to try if it's okay for us and it is good for us. Then when we decide it is good, after that we want to pay a high money. So low total cost of ownership is very important for us choosing the Data Lakehouse concept. And after choosing the Data Lakehouse concept, we search about public cloud and private cloud. And after searching them, we have grouped the advantages and disadvantages of both of the concepts or options. For us, private cloud option was slightly better choice because we have our own data center, and unfortunately, the regulations in our country doesn't allow us to use any cloud center in Europe or USA or any other countries. So we have to use a data center in our country, and also we have our own data center. Because of this, we use private cloud. So after all this searching and examining all the concepts, let's look at our proposed architecture. In this architecture, we have also, again, internal and external source systems, and also a lot of types of data. And we have an ingestion layer, both batch and streaming data. And also, we want to try change data capture process with this concept. And the main component of the platform is containers. It's a containerized platform. It's a Kubernetes platform. So it is very important for us because we want to use storage and computation separately. In our current data lake platform, when we need some disk, we need to add a new node. In this way, we have to add some CPU too, but we don't need any CPU. We just need disk. In this platform or in this architecture, we can manage storage and computation separately. So this is a very good and a very a good advantage for us. And also, we want to use some open source solutions, open source projects in this platform. And upper the data and the Kubernetes platform, we use an SQL engine to write SQL for people and applications as well. And we want to connect this platform to business intelligence tools and our analytical tools, and also our data analysis and data scientists and data engineers to run their queries and run their needs. After deciding the structure or the architecture of this concept, we choose some projects for this concept. And let's see our projects. We mainly focused on open source projects. We both try open source projects. It's when we choosing open source projects, we take care of the community between that project and also downloaded rate of that project. So and also we look at the price, of course. And when we use open source, there is no price, as you can imagine. So we use Kubernetes for vanilla Kubernetes, and we want to use Mineo Community Edition for storage solution, and we want to use Iceberg for both metadata management and table structures. Iceberg is a very good and very important project for data lakehouse concept, because with Iceberg project, we can use data lakehouse as a data lake or as a data warehouse. So it's a very important project and important development for bringing life to data lakehouse. Also, we have some Apache projects for governance and metadata management, like Apache Atlas and Apache Rancher. And above that, we will use Apache Airflow for managing the workloads, and we get a chance to DBT to create a workflows, create our ETLs. We have some questions about using DBT because we don't know, we don't have any experiences about DBT. We are using Informatica for our ETL processes in our current architecture. But after searching the internet and talking to companies that offer data lakehouse solutions, all of them says about DBT is a good solution, as a good choice for this platform. So we decided to try DBT. And also for the SQL engine, we want to try Trino. Trino is a very widely used SQL engine, and it's because of this we rely on Trino, and also it's analytical purpose specific SQL engine also, and this is a very important feature for us to choose that project. On the left side, we use Kafka. We have already used Kafka in our data lake, and we want to use Kafka in our proposed data lakehouse architecture. And also batch processes, we try to use NiFi, and again, we have already used NiFi in our data lake. And for CDC purpose, we try Debezium, but we don't have any experience about Debezium. We have been doing change data capture processes in our company, but different tools. It's not on-prem, and it's not an open source tool. It's a tool from Informatica. So we don't have any experience, but we want to try. On the right side, we have already our analytical platforms and reporting platforms, but we want to use and give a chance to Apache Superset for reporting layer. And also by Jupyter Notebooks and Apache Spark project, we give chance to our end users to analyze data lakehouse as they want. So this is our proposed solution. We are working on this solution nowadays. In this year, we built this architecture, and we run it with our data lake and data lakehouse, data warehouse, sorry. And after 3 or 4 months later, we decide whether we go to data lakehouse or stay with data lake. So it is a very important time for us to understand and solve the issues of our site. And thank you for listening. I think I'm just on the time. We can communicate with LinkedIn if you want. My LinkedIn profile link is here at the last slide.
Thank you very much. Round of applause, please. Thank you. We are out of time. Yeah, a little bit of feedback here. So thank you. I would like to now welcome our next speaker, David. So over to you. We'll find it eventually.
1 second. Where's the other presentation?
Oh yeah, good. This is a good time.
Yeah.
Get your t-shirts.
Can we project this? This is not the thing to project. Okay. Yeah, we'll give it a second. Sorry. I'll get you back.
Get your t-shirts. Come back. I think we're sorted on the slides.
Okay. I'll just kick off. Thank you very much for coming to my talk today. I'll just let the last of the swag get taken. Great. So today we're going to talk about how to make things better. Practical insights from DevOps to Director. So a little bit about myself. Hi, I'm David O'Dwyer. I've had a worryingly long 25 years of experience under my belt. Right when I had to actually do the sums on it, I hadn't done the sums before, and it was quite scary. My experience has come from way back 25 years ago doing desktop support, all to today where I'm helping a global enterprise with their systems architecture. I'm the director and founder of Livewire. We've been delivering operational excellence for over 13 years as a business, and our current focus is on platform architecture. So at Livewire, we partner, consult, and develop cloud infrastructure and platform solutions, as well as de-risk and validate current solutions with our validation and upskilling services. If you've started or are on your journey of platform services, please reach out to us afterwards. We'd be happy to see if we can help. So what we're going to talk about today, we're going to go on a journey through typical organizational structure. We're then going to discuss some actionable recommendations for each of the roles. And we're going to learn how these insights can drive improvements starting tomorrow. So the personas. So we're going to look at things in the context of a director, CTO, product owner, project manager, team technical lead, DevOps, InfraOps, SRE, and platform architects. So, how to make things better as a director? Provide direction. Ambiguity in company direction can discourage change along management lines and lead to interdepartmental frictions. What do we mean by this? Well, if you provide direction, you can cut through inter-team and interdepartmental debates, incentivize change where there is personal resistance, and the personal aspect's important there, and allow people to use their initiative. So, for instance, a sort of common pattern that we've seen in terms of interdepartmental debates is understanding how to align the departmental goals alongside the overall company goals. So, for instance, an example is you've got one department that's very focused on an SLA, and you've got another department that's very focused on implementing rapid change. And there is some wiggle room between the two. Where does the balance fall? Who's right, who's wrong? What's the decision to be made? Now, if you've got a director who's giving very clear direction where the business is going in the next 6 months, 12 months, 2 years, this is what we need to do as an organization. A lot of the time, that simple headline message resolves that debate, clarifies it instantly, removes all of the, say, meta politics in an organization that gets generated around these simple things. The other thing it can do is it can incentivize change where there's personal resistance. Now, if we're being quite honest, there's been a number of situations where large technological changes have been resisted purely for personal reasons. There's been scenarios where maybe someone's been told this change is never going to happen in the next 3 years. Why? Well, this person's 3 years from retirement. This change is never going to happen in the next X years. Why? Because they're putting their 2 daughters through college. It's never going to happen. Having a very clear directed mandate of this is where the business needs to be and this is where everyone needs to align cuts through that. Classic example is the Amazon API mandate. That was successful because it was a very, very clear message to those within the company of what was needed to be done, and you were in or you're out. And allow people to use their own initiative. So all those years ago, when I had a full-time job, I was working for a company down near Leicester Square, and small company, worked in hotel industry, 50 people. And, everyone was in their own little corners. No one really paid any attention to what was happening within the IT department or the development or the systems. Then the owner said, if we hit this sales figure by January, everyone's going to get a 10% bonus. And suddenly, you have never seen a group of people collaborate as quickly as you did for the following weeks. Within 2 days, the development department had produced what came to be known as the graph, the projection of where the revenue would be by that day. And whenever there was any systems issues, any development discussions, anything in terms of releasing new software, people in the call center were asking, how's this going to affect the graph? So giving a direction allows people to use their own initiative to rally around that message. Moving on. How to make things better as a CTO. Do we have any CTOs in the room? 1, 2. Okay, gents. Visit the front line. Honestly, the lack of insight into technical realities can lead to misaligned strategies. Stepping into the daily grind helps you see the real challenges behind every ticket and PR. Being present means you pick up on issues that PowerPoint slides will not capture. Even a quick visit builds trust, showing your team you want to make things better. And I'm not saying come in, seagull, I'm familiar with that term, and head out. I'm saying actually spend time to understand what the reality is in the front line before you start signing checks to various vendors for technologies that may not actually be needed at that time. Very well, you've introduced some technology that's going to revolutionize, say, metrics gathering. But if the team is having difficulty pushing change into production, maybe that's where the focus needs to be, not the headline vendor connection. It's about humanizing the endeavor as well, being able to go in and show a face and say, I understand what challenges you have today, and this is the strategy that I want to enact tomorrow. It's getting a reality check. Moving on. Any product owners? No? Okay, I'll speak to the camera. How to make things better as a product owner. Capabilities over technologies. So focusing solely on technology can mask the value proposition for users. Right? So focusing on what your infrastructure actually does keeps you anchored in solving real problems. Allows you to communicate allowing you to communicate limitations, which are just as important as features, and provides some much needed technical flexibility when communicating infrastructure product changes. So what do I mean by this? So a classic example of this is you're in an organization and now you've said we're delivering HashiCorp Vault. And you've put a name on it now. And now that's what's on every slide deck, Vault. All the communication is that we're providing Vault. All of the product teams see Vault. They all want to use Vault. But what you've actually done is you've actually enabled a secrets management capability. And what you've actually done is you've enabled the AWS secrets backend. That's it. You haven't introduced the other 10,000 features there is within Vault, all of the plugins, all of the compatibilities, all of the interfaces. You've created a very small subset. That's not communicated on the graphs, on the slide decks. They see Vault. And so the product team goes off and says, we've just implemented Vault. Oh, we're going to have access to Vault. Great, I can do all these things. Let's start developing capabilities around using Vault. And then they come to you and say, can I use this? No, it's not enabled. But Vault. And it's too late. Another, when it comes to flexibility, is actually, say I want to replace it with OpenBow. I should be able to do that. But now there's a massive concern because, well, no, we're using Vault, we're riffing around Vault. No, you're using a secrets management capability with a HTTP interface or this interface, which has this API that provides these functions. We're going to do exactly the same. You're going to get exactly the same. But think of all of the slide decks we're going to have to update. So I really think this is an important one, is to think about things in terms of capabilities rather than technologies. Right. How to make things better as a project manager. Any project managers here? 2. Okay. Respond as well as report, please. So simply reporting progress without tackling technical challenges can hinder project momentum and diminish business trust. So what do I mean by this? As the first bridge outside of the technical team, a proactive response dramatically closes the inward development loop. And as the outward representative of the team, you can quickly reduce team communication toil by representing said team in wider discussions. The idea is to seek the answers, don't just present the problem. No. By minimizing the impact on teams, to be present in meetings, by facilitating that conversation yourself or seeking those answers yourself, you're freeing up so much resource. And as we know, as developers of infrastructure, developers of applications, the ramp up, ramp down time between meetings is huge. Having project managers who can go out and seek answers on your behalf, who can facilitate less meetings, who can seek answers in an asynchronous way using Teams, email, chat, has a dramatic impact on the ability of developers to stay in the zone, in the flow, maintain development. The technical lead is your new best friend for this. We understand that, not all project managers are going to understand the entirety of the stack or all of the technology. This is why it's best to lean on the technical leads within your organizations to be able to seek those answers, to gain guidance, to help make those decisions. The amount of times we've seen situations where technical lead could answer it, we've had calls which have had, say, 8 or 9 engineers. Why? Because these are the 8 or 9 engineers I invite to these sorts of calls. And I know I'm just through sheer chance, I'm going to get one that has the answer. Work more closely with your technical leads to know what the answer is, or to be able to find out who are the right people to bring into that conversation. So, how to make things better as a team or technical lead? Any team or technical leads here? Brilliant. Couple there. Great. Give your team a win. Give them a win. Operational toil can leave your team feeling like they're on the back foot, reacting rather than proactively operating, and affecting morale. So technical leads possess a detailed understanding of their team's technical and personal landscape. And that's something which is very easily missed as part of the job, giving them a significant scope for positive impact. They understand not just the technical attributes of their team, but also the aspiration of their team members. They understand what they're good at, what they're not good at, what they want to do, how they want to work, what technology they want to touch, what technology they don't want to touch. They have the widest, most impactful insight in terms of how technology gets developed within an organization, because they are the ones who see it. They work, they live it every day. They're in the mix. They know the day-to-day realities. They have the most up-to-date view on what's happening within the team, both technically and personally. And what I mean by giving a win. So, let's see if this worked. So we've been brought into a couple of wayward projects over the course for a couple of course corrections. And one of the most common traits we see in the team is if you have lack of direction, lack of understanding, the focus on product vendor names and not solutions, and no representation, you're going to feel like you're on the back foot. You're going to feel isolated. This is where a strong technical lead can help provide a win. And it could be something minor. It could be something of getting a feature through, introducing a new update, introducing a new, something that the team's not been able to articulate before. Give them that goal, give them that win. Show them that it's not just about operational toil, it's not just about support, it's not just about reacting. Take something that they have wanted to do for a while, that they've not been able to get above the line, and do it. Show them it's possible. And why? Stop your team from silently disconnecting from the company as a means to cope. You see it all too often. Constant toil, constant support, nothing's progressing, same systems, no technical debt being reduced, more tickets, more problems. If we could have fixed this, if we'd have done X, Y months ago. No one's listening. Okay, I'm just going to keep doing the support tickets, keep my head down. And that's it. Give them a win. How to make things better. That's DevOps, InfraOps, SRE. So I saw the poll, so I know you're in here. Okay, so let's see the hands. Show yourselves. Who's DevOps, InfraOps? There you go. Okay. Some of you still hiding. I can do averages. With AI, you still need to understand why. Right. Dramatically, It dramatically increases black box abstraction, severely compromising the ability to handle unhappy path scenarios effectively. So AI, I just want to be perfectly clear, AI is an excellent tool for happy path development. It's an amazing accelerator. I am not saying anything against the use of AI in terms of a development workflow. Excellent asset, right? But it needs an equivalent within an operational equivalent, which, as far as I'm concerned, we don't have. We have AI write these pieces of code for us, write these scripts, write these Python elements, we put it into production, doesn't work as planned. We don't understand the libraries are being used. We don't understand the features being used. We don't have the signaling systems within the operations to be able to pull that information out and give us an answer. It can give us an answer creating the happy path, but it can't at the moment give us an answer when things start to go wrong. So you're using AI to accelerate your development. You still need to understand what it's doing. For instance, being able to quickly trace and diagnose data and process flows is essential for mean time to recovery. One example we had was around a library that had been imported into a service. So it's running, it's in Kubernetes, and no matter what we did, it would not load balance. So we have client, server, two services running behind Kubernetes services, and no matter what we did, it would always pin to one of the pods when it was requesting HTTP. So obviously we've done everything. We start looking at Istio, seeing if there's any pinnings, if there's any weight management. We looked at the services, we looked at the DNS resolution of the services to make sure that DNS was like round robbing or returning random structures, and it was. And then we started to ask questions about why did we use this library in the client? Does anyone have an experience around this library in the client? And it was introduced boilerplate to do the thing by AI. Person's like, I tested it, it ran fine. You have any experience with this HTTP library? No, but it works. Yeah, but it's not working now. So we dug into it and found out that there was a bug, a long-standing bug within this library. Because what it was doing a DNS request on the service, getting a response of IP addresses, and it was deduplicating the IP address list. And how does it do that? Sorts it, deduplicates, and it returned the sorted list, which meant the IP with the lowest number was always the one hit first. So that was an interesting one. And lastly, how to make things better as a platform architect. Platform architects, engineers, cool, great. Facilitate unhappy path training. So users struggle with environmental changes, not due to the change itself, but because of unknown unhappy path issues, which leads to a decreased confidence and productivity. So there's really two camps of this. So the first is for teams building on and operating your platform. So I'm thinking DevOps and InfraOps and people building services on top of the platforms that you're developing, the core platforms you're developing. It's amazingly surprising how many organizations do not facilitate an environment to allow these developers to run their software in failure scenarios, to run them in environments where they can turn off an AZ, turn on an AZ, delete 10 servers, get rid of the database, fail over the database. How are developers supposed, infra developers and DevOps, supposed to be able to upfront engineer solutions that react in these failure scenarios if they do not have environments to facilitate these unhappy paths? Okay. Automating gets you so far. Having a pipeline, automates is good. Having a sandbox environment that you can say, you can use this sandbox or stand-up environment, here you go. Go crazy. Turn off all the things. We'll reset, end of the day. And it's the same for developers. One of the things that we've seen with developers taking on new platforms, such as new internal development platforms, is they're not actually resistant to the new tools. They're not resistant to the new happy path workflows. It's just over the years, they understand what to do when things go wrong. They understand all the little things. Oh, if this goes wrong, I can do this. And if this goes wrong, I know this command. And if this goes wrong, I know I can just restart this and do this. And they have a good they have confidence around, even when things go wrong, they can still get the job done, which means their estimates for getting the work done, which is key for these ladies and gentlemen, being able to accurately estimate how long it takes them to do a task, ring true. By introducing a new platform service like this, you are essentially blank slate. They have this unknown. So being able to provide that level of assurance and that sort of information on what to do in an unhappy path, providing environments that allow them to test things and to break things, will make everything a lot more palatable. So, a summary. For a director, provide direction. For a CTO, visit the front line. Product owner, think capabilities over technologies. For a project manager, respond as well as report. As a team and technical lead, give your team a win. DevOps InfraOps with AI, still understand why. And for platform architects, facilitate unhappy path training. Thank you very much.
Okay, we have maybe a minute or two for questions. So let me see if there have come up any questions here, or you can also use the orange box to ask any questions in the room.
Wants me to throw this out.
Okay, I think, okay, no one for a moment, but if David, if you're coming to the pub later, you can ask questions to David there then. That is it from us tonight. I'd like to say thank you very much again to our sponsors for hosting us this evening. What's up?
And please use your official emails. No personal emails, please. I will not pick Gmail accounts.
Okay. Okay. If you didn't hear that, if you scan this one, please use your corporate email and not your personal Gmail accounts. Thank you. And we will be back again on the first Wednesday of next month. Please return these on the way out. If you're coming to the pub, we are going to the conductor just out the front door to your left. Otherwise, I will see you next time. Thank you very much.
Hi, if you're still interested, please scan the QR code. We will do the raffle now. Just wait for a minute. If you're still interested, scan the QR code, enter your details. We'll quickly do the raffle and we'll hand over the prize. Yeah.
Also take a t-shirt if you have not done so already. There's also a bunch of Linux magazines that are left over from something or other. I've been told you can take those as well. Thanks.